Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakah HaKudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us his truth and rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakah HaKudash, Barakatham. It's the brother Kazah from the Meneval 12 West Coast coming back at it again with another lesson, and the title of this lesson is going to be, It's Deeper Than the Law, all right? And it's dealing with, the whole Sakari situation, and how they're really harping on the matter of the law, and they're pushing out that narrative, trying to make the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, look wicked because they're not teaching, us the law, to keep the law in its entirety, all right, which, in this captivity, man, we it's not possible to do that, all right. And, they want to talk about, the little things like the fringes, but using wisdom, it's not expedient to do that. All right, which we already went into that, but now, since this is becoming a dragged on issue, it's a spirit on me to do this lesson, and ultimately go into why, all right, we're not saved by the works of the law. Okay. And first thing I'm going to do through the spirit is go into how, first of all, we fell away as a people. Okay. So with that, we're going to go to the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. And it reads, Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, and that falling away is dealing with how we fell from our heritage, how we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. This happened in the diaspora in a very big way. All right, we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right, it's part of the curses, man. Okay, so let me see. It's somewhere down here. All right, so the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And it reads, And Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. All right, and that's because we fell away. Okay, that's because it was prophesied that we were going to fall away, that we're going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, that we weren't going to call ourselves that we weren't going to call ourselves Hebrew Israelites. All right, and in doing so, what's going to happen? We're going to worship these other idols, man. Okay, so being in that time period, all right, in the history, how are we going to be justified by the law and keeping the law? All right, being the reincarnation of these people coming back, how are we going to be justified? The answer is we can't. Therefore, we are justified by faith and works in Hamashiach. All right, and these are not works of the law, though we keep the law to the best of our ability and we do rehearse the righteous acts. All right, we are not justified by the works of the law, and the scriptures themselves tell you that. Okay, we go into the book of the book of Galatians chapter 2. All right, we go to verse 16. All right, and it reads, I'm gonna start at verse 15. Okay, and it reads, Galatians chapter 2, verse 15. We who are Jews by nature and not sinners of the Gentiles, that a man is not justified by the works of the law. So again, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law. All right, because that's another thing too, this was an ongoing topic back then. All right, you had the Gentiles, which are Israelites scattered abroad. All right, because back then you had what was called the Hellenization period, and they were well past that. You had the Hellenization period that started, in the time of the Maccabees. During the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, they were forcing our people to convert to their Hellenistic ways. All right, to the Greek way of living and the Greek religions, and they're just left hand stuff, man. So they were forcing that upon our people, and a lot of our people were converting. All right, a lot of our people were sellouts. Okay, but a lot of them were converting out of fear of not being put to death by these Greeks. All right, they were made to sacrifice unto their idols. All right, so generation after generation, Okay, because that happened a few hundred years before Hamashiach Yahushai came. All right, you had Israelites that were Hellenized. All right, and they were going after, the Greek gods. And then when they came across the truth, all right, because they were of the elect, when they came across the truth, it came into the fold. All right, you had certain Israelites that didn't want to accept them because they weren't circumcised, because they didn't keep the law, all the way, until that point that they were converted. Okay, so that was a big topic, back in those days. All right, and Sakari, they want to harp on this for whatever agenda they have. They just want to harp on this, man. Make it seem like the elders and apostles of Great Millstone are as a spirit, but they want to make it seem as the elders and apostles of Great Millstone are wicked because they're pushing the truth of the scriptures, man. They're pushing the truth of the scriptures, man. We're not justified by the law. All right, and in doing and what do they do this for? All right, what, for some fringes? You know what I'm saying? Is that what you're doing it for? Fringes, mixed fabric? It's just very, the reasoning is very small here. All right, and it's not to down talk them. It's just calling a spade. Like, yo, man, what is the reason behind all this? You know what I mean? Like, why do you want your congregation to support something that's gonna get them destroyed, man? Because we all fall short of the glory. Okay, so verse 16, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, you see, but by the faith of Hamashiach Yahushai, even when we have believed in Hamashiach Yahushai, that we might be justified by the faith of Hamashiach Yahushai, not by the works of the law, but by the works of the law, not by the works of the law, for by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. All right. And basically, that's telling you're not going to be saved by the law. Okay? You're not going to be saved by the law. Yes, we keep the law to the best of our ability. We rehearse the righteous acts. All right? And in doing so, there's that balance. You will get judged if you out there being a demon. Okay? But ultimately, you're not going to be saved by the law. All right? You had the Pharisees, for example. Yahushua was cursing them out because they kept on pushing the law. And that's the same spirit that Sakari is coming in, man. That Sakari, that cutthroat spirit, the law, being overzealous. You know what I'm saying, for that? All right? And Yahushua was getting on them for that. Okay? Because they weren't right in the spirit. All right, let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 12. Okay, because we're going to go into the works on how we are justified. All right, this is how we are justified. It's deeper than the law. Yeah, we keep the law to the best of our ability. All right, knowing that we are in captivity and, there are things we can't keep. All right, just simply put, there are things we can't keep, man. All right, so Romans chapter 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. All right, and that's the works right there. Okay, that's going out into the highways and hedges. All right, that's doing the lessons. All right, that's what that is. And we're going to go into the book of James, chapter 2. All right, we're going to go, let me see. All right, so the book of James, chapter 2, verse 14. And it reads, what doth it profit, my brethren, though a man may say he has faith and have not works, can faith save him? All right. And this is going into the two requirements that you have to have in this thing, faith and works. Okay, so I'm going to read this again. What does it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works, can faith save him? All right, so if you have somebody that proclaims to believe in Hamashiach Yahushua, but he's not doing anything, he's just on the sideline, can faith alone save him? We're going to go into it. Verse 15, if a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful for the body, what doeth it profit? Right? So he used that analogy, meaning it's not gonna profit anything, man. Faith is not gonna save you. All right? Just having faith, proclaiming your faith is not gonna save you. Okay? Because you have to put in that work and you have to walk it as well, man. All right? It's no being, on the fence. It's no, this thing isn't about the words, man. I just got done doing a lesson about, bearing your cross, man. Hey, man, you got to go through this thing, man. Yahushua isn't looking for lip service, man. All right, verse 17. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead being alone. All right, I'm going to say it again. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead being alone. Okay, so the answer is faith and works. All right, and we just showed that we're not justified by the works of the law. Okay, so what works is it talking about? It's talking about building that third temple. All right, building that third temple. So it reads, yeah, man may say, thou hast faith and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Okay, thou believest that there is one power that doeth well. The devils also believe and tremble. All right, and that's why, like the other apostles brought out, with in response to, elder apostle Tahar, how he said, hey, he brings out the scriptures. Well, devil also brings out scriptures too, man. And that's what Sakar, the leader Alizar, that's what he's showing himself to be right now, man. All right, because you're harping on this thing right here, and it's not profitable, man. There's no profit in that. Okay, verse 20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? All right, and that was a mighty act. All right, because here it is, Abraham and his woman. They were longing. It's like they were longing for a child to be born, a son. They've been wanting that for years, and now that the Lord opened up Sarah's womb, and Isaac went in onto her, and then he got the son, Isaac. So and then when Abraham went in onto her and gave and brought forth Isaac, the Lord told him to sacrifice him. And Abraham was gonna go and do that, man. That was a mighty act. And he did it out of faith. All right. And that was his work right there that he was going to do. Okay. Verse 22. Seest thou how faith wrought with his works? And that's another thing too. When you think about these things, when you think about the acts that our forefathers did, the mighty acts, it shows you the mindset that they were in. See, that's what it's about. Your mindset. It's not about, oh, I'm keeping the law, I'm good. Oh, look at them, they're wicked because he's teaching not to. Where your fringes at? That's not the right mindset to be in, man. All right, what do you care more about, the Father or the law? You feel me? It gets vexing, but it's about the mindset. All right. And when Yahweh Shema Shai gives you the Spirit, you see it, man. You see, when you read about our forefathers, you see it. Verse 22. Seest thou how faith wrought with his works? By works was faith made perfect. Okay. So that's what it is, man. Faith and works. All right. Let me see if I could close out with any other scripture. All right. So book of Judges chapter 5 verse 11, and it reads, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of the drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his village in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh Shem Yahushai go down to the gates. All right. And that's the scripture dealing with, rehearsing the righteous acts. I'm going to go to another one. All right. That's another one that I had in mind. See if it'll come back to me. But ultimately you have, dudes just want to harp on the law, make the law, the requirement to be saved. All right. But the scriptures tell you what's going to get you saved. Salakia. All right. house of David. Okay, because that's what we're doing. We're building the house of David over here. All right, and for some reason it's not popping up. I have to look it up on the Google. All right, build the house of David. But it's somewhere in the New Testament. For some reason, now the internet wants to act up, man. Let me open up a new page. House of. There we go. All right. New Testament. Just bear with me, Akim. You have to look it up through here. And so I can't find the scripture right now, man. It's trying to drive me crazy, but hey, man, what I'm saying? That's what the works is about, man. Rebuilding the house of David, the third temple. All right, let me see. Third temple. Or you know what? Lively stones. All right, so the book of First Peter's chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, "Wherefore laying aside all malice and guile," and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and evil speakings. All right, and that's something that's inhibited, and that's a trait of all these other camps out here, that's not teaching, the 100% truth that the elders and apostles of Great Millstone are teaching, man. All right, that's what you see in them. You're seeing the malice, you're seeing the guile, you're seeing the hypocrisies, you're seeing the envies, the evil speakings. All right, verse 2, "As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious." Okay, I'm gonna read this again. "If so be ye have tasted that Yahweh is gracious, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of Yahweh, and precious, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, and holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Acceptable to Yahweh by Hamashiach Yahweh Shai." Okay, and that's what we're doing in this thing. We're building up that spiritual house. All right, and who are the stones? What is the house made up of? The elect. Okay, and that's what it says right here. "Ye also as lively stones." We are the lively stones. Lord willing, we're of that number. We are those lively stones. All right, and how do we build that spiritual house? By bringing in the elect. Okay, by the gathering of the elect. Each elect being a stone, make up a portion, a body. It's like a part of that temple, a part of that spiritual house. Those are the works. All right, so I'm going to read it again. "Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Yahweh by Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, Behold, I lay in Sion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded." That chief cornerstone is talking about Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. All right, because he's the foundation. Okay, so if you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, what example to be in, is Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And the elders and apostles of Great Millstone breaking down the scriptures correctly, all right, they tell you what example to be in, man. All right. Yahweh Shai was getting on the scribes and Pharisees for coming at him about the law and things of that nature, man. All right. It's not about the law. It's about your mindset. All right. And your mindset is going to show forth by faith and works. Okay. So it reads, unto you, therefore, which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner, and a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. Because it all goes back to that predestination. Okay, and that's another thing too. Predestination, that is where it gets deeper than the law. All right, because the elect are predestinated to come into this thing, receive this thing, and be saved. All right. Yeah, these dudes talking about, we got to win over souls and this. Nah, man, it's about the elect. It's not like these people are just going to perish and we're never ever again going to see them. Nah, we're going to see them on the next side. Lord willing, we of the elect, they're going to be our children. Okay. So, hey, man, that's, the lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying, through the Spirit. So with that, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh ba'ashim Yahushai, ba'hashim Rechah HaKodash. Forgive me the Spirit to do this lesson. All right, with that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next.